Hi, how are you? Where's everybody at? Good morning. I'll give you a second to get on. Say good morning as you're hopping on. Tell us where you're watching. Hi, Chris from Arizona. I don't even have to be told that. I already know it. Hi, Kelly. Hi, Tanya. Hi, Paula. Oh, y'all are getting on now. Y'all are coming on.
They're getting on.
Good morning. Hi, Lisa. Hi, Jennifer. Good morning, Brooke. Good morning from Utah. And from Long Island. Oh, wow. I would give anything to be in Utah. Long Island, not so much. No offense, but it's close to New York, and I'm done with that. To which Elaine says, good morning from New York. Oh, who's watching while they're sitting on the beach? Ah, Shannon. Darn you, Shannon. Yay for a bright and cheery background. Oh, hush, you know you like our big TV. Hush. Yeah, you know what, Elizabeth? You know what I did today? I shampooed it and took some time. That's what I did. I shampooed it and took some time and used my Dyson Airwrap. Look at all this. I didn't have to stand there and do a curling iron. I just used my Dyson Airwrap, and it is. There you go.
What's happening here?
Oh, it's propping my leg up. All right, well, good morning. Your hair doesn't even fit in the top. Your hair don't even fit in the top. Look at that. You have to get down that low for that crown to fit. That's some good hair right there, David. That is some good hair. But don't expect for it to stand. Okay. Are you doing it okay? So, if you got on this morning thinking that maybe you were not possibly the Radkes and hair. It's a lot of hair in this show. It's a lot of hair in this show. He does, doesn't he, Emily? He has good hair for a man.
Why has Paul Mitchell not called us?
For real?
The only reason why I said that's like the only name that jumps out to my mind in hair.
Paul Mitchell.
I don't even know. Does he still even do anything now?
Paul Mitchell. That's like from the 80s, David. Okay.
Well, who's somebody current that should be calling?
Mr. Redkin. Where's Mr. Redkin at? We're not the hair keys. Although, as a couple, we could be on a hair commercial now. Okay, anyway. If you got on this morning thinking that maybe you weren't going to hear about college baseball, you're wrong. You're going to hear about it.
But like for 3 seconds?
Well, I don't know. Because last night, I get a text from my girlfriend, Sherry York. And she says, congrats to David. Vols. Yay!
Well, they probably
And
know.
I don't know if she meant that or if she was being facetious. She knows we live in Texas, but she probably knows that we also love Tennessee with all of our heart. So actually, either way, she could have gone was a congrats to David. He loves Tennessee and A&M. But I didn't want to write back, well, actually, A&M was his first place team and the Vols were.
Sherry does have a little, not sarcastic, but I mean, she's got a little something to her. She got a little.
That would be humor. Spice, a little spice.
But I think she was being genuine. Going.
Yeah.
Because over any other team, I actually think Tennessee I would root for over Vandy. I really like the Vandy boys. But so I would root for Tennessee over anyone but Texas A&M.
What about University of Texas?
Absolutely, I'd root for Tennessee over Texas.
Oh, okay. I guess y'all heard that her.
That's why their coach got fired yesterday.
Okay.
No, I mean I grew up like in Texas, and I would still watch them or whatever. I mean I just love baseball, but I didn't get to enjoy. I would have really enjoyed. My apologies, Carrie. She's a UT alum. I didn't get to enjoy the Vols win like if they had just beat whoever.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I would have really got excited and I would have been yelling, I would have been screaming. But because it was A&M, I didn't really get to enjoy it because I was heartbroken. Now, don't get me wrong, it was a fantastic,
Game series.
well, yeah, no, I mean, the World Series in general, it starts with 8 teams and then the final 2 out of 3 games. I mean, it was incredible. But anyway, congratulations to the Vols. We do love them.
I do feel like that was a little bit longer than 3 seconds, but maybe that's just me. Okay, you guys, tell me if this is wrong. Maybe you saw a TikTok that I did yesterday. You probably didn't. But Shep, thank you for stopping with the squeaky toy. Everybody that has a dog is thankful that you stopped. Last night, I went to dinner with my family. Not everybody, just a couple of us. And there's a Mexican food restaurant here in town that on Monday nights, they have off of their kids menu, kids fajitas for $1.99. Normally on their kids menu, I think it's kids fajitas for like $4.99. But on Monday nights, it's kids fajitas for $1.99. And it's like, it's like anyone under 12. But every time we go on Monday nights a lot, we can order them in my grown-up self, in my 50-year-old body. And they don't say, I'm sorry, that's just for kids. So on Monday nights, I get a plate of fajitas this big. Now it's got beans and rice.
I thought that was like part of their little promotion, that fajitas are $1.99 on the kids menu and anyone can order off the kids menu.
Well, that's not what it says on the sign out front. It says up to 12.
You saw a sign?
Yes.
They probably put up the sign because we went last week with a big.
The sign was up last week too. It's
Oh.
a big chalkboard that sits out front. Okay, anyway. And so we ordered them last week, $1.99. Ordered them this week, $1.99. Last week, it's a plate this big, beans, rice, and then steak. There's probably that much steak. Last week, I split it with David and had plenty. This week, I split it with Remy and had plenty. Okay? So, had it not been for the Chevy-sized queso that Rocco just has to order, or his favorite dessert in the world, even before banana pudding, sopapillas. That's his favorite dessert in the entire world. He gets those every time. Had it not been for that, my bill wouldn't have even been over like $6 because it was $1.99 for me and her to split, $1.99 for your meal to go because he wouldn't come because he had to watch the game, and $1.99 for Rocco, and it was going to be like $5.
You're not very good on that.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. But because of all of the sopapillas and the cheese dip, it was $20, and I left a $5 tip. What, is that not good?
I probably would have left more than that. Because so here's the thing.
Bubba told me to leave 4 or something.
Here's the thing as a former waiter. When something is like a buy one, get one free, or something is like tonight, everything's half price, or $1.99 or whatever. Or this also goes, be careful when you do gift cards. At a minimum, you should pay, you should tip off what the bill would have been.
Oh.
So if the bill would have been $45, then you should whatever I don't want to say, but whatever you tip, then you would tip. So you probably should have been more like $10.
Okay. Well, what it was $5.76. That's what I left for a tip, $5.76. Because I wanted to round it up to make it 0.00 at the end. So it's $5.76. And I know that y'all are asking, is the meat sketchy? The meat's wonderful, and it's absolutely zero different than you would get when you order adult fajitas on a Wednesday night. You know what I'm saying? There's absolutely no difference. So the meat is not sketch. You're not pulling like this, but it's only $1.99, but I have to have a root canal tomorrow. It's not like that at all.
Now, I will say in general, their fajitas are okay. They are by far not the best in town.
No, but we never eat there except for Monday nights.
One of our favorite Mexican places in Tennessee when we were there was this little Mexican restaurant. Of course, we loved the people that owned it and ran it and everything. But that's all we ordered were beef fajitas. And I'm surprised we did not lose a tooth. It's like
Looking back now. And they're saying it's okay because I didn't have my human calculator with me. And I didn't. And so I left what I thought, y'all. I left what I thought. I'm sorry. But my question for y'all is that wrong? Is it wrong for me to go in there and do that? What do y'all think? If you know that you can, does that mean that you should? Question for y'all. And answer it honestly. If you know that you can order $1.99 fajitas off the child's menu, do you do it? Or do you still not? I'm okay. It won't hurt my feelings. But I did start to feel a little bit bad last night because y'all are like, they're losing money on that.
My question is, if they say, kids under 12, why doesn't the person enforce it, like the waiter?
Right.
Or do they have they just told the waiters, we have a sign, people can read it. If people are going to do that, don't get into like an argument with the customer. Do that, just.
Mm-hmm. See, you know what's funny is there's really mixed opinions on here. There's really mixed opinions, which I love a question that has mixed opinions on it.
Well, and it went too quick. Somebody said, you definitely shouldn't be sharing. Now, we don't share because of cost. I mean, that's obviously a nice benefit, but we care because, we split because we're just eating less quantity. But that's even a good point, too, of maybe not splitting and taking home.
I did, honestly, I can honestly tell you, until Mickey wrote that, never even thought about that. We're paying $1.99 and sharing. That's terrible, David. And the only reason Remy and I shared is because she didn't order any food. She said she wasn't hungry. She was just going to eat chips. God, we're getting worse and worse. She said, I'm just going to fill up on chips and salsa. Oh, Lord, the Radkes are terrible people.
Stephanie said, don't worry. Don't worry. Don't stress about the restaurant. They're probably giving you floor fajitas anyway.
Oh, my God, floor fajitas. Well, I'm really worried. Don't do that again.
What? That
grossed me out, what you just did. Don't do that again.
Okay.
I can't get past that sound now. Okay. I am, like Mary Lopez said, her husband gets embarrassed when she orders off the kid menu. Here's the deal. If you are taking any kind of GLP-1 shot, you know that ordering off the kids menu just makes the most sense. Otherwise, you have to split. You absolutely have to split. So last night, I was not planning on splitting with Remy. But she said, I'm just going to eat chips and salsa. I know it's not right, Katie. But then she said, I heard her say to Miller, she's never going to finish that. And she's right. I didn't finish it. So I just passed it on down. I didn't know, y'all. I didn't know.
But I will say, somebody said they're losing money when you come in.
I know.
But
are
we're
they
a whole lot of fun.
I was going to say, but are they, am I filling up their heart? Am I filling up their heart? Because you know what? I noticed for the first time last night that they have a stage in the corner. So I went up on the stage and I picked up my dress and did a little flamenco dance to some Mexican music that was playing. And I noticed that there was a mic in the corner. So I picked it up and I just pretended to be like, oh, este monde a la bodoy, and I did that, and I did my little flamenco dance.
Now they probably didn't love you, making fun / butchering their language. They probably didn't care for that. Up to that point,
it's a beautiful language.
Up to that point, I thought, well, maybe they were enjoying this.
Well,
so here's.
So I feel like I left their pockets empty, but their heart full.
Here's the thing. If we've gone twice, we've only gone twice now.
It's going downhill.
What?
She said this is going downhill.
So we've only gone twice because someone in our family has invited us. If we go again on that particular night, we need to ask the waiter, is it okay? Like,
you're right.
Because that would give them in the opening going, well, the sign does say 12 and under. Okay, there you go. That's fine. That's answers your question. Which wouldn't be that bad because on Tuesday nights, it's totally legit. It's totally honest.
It's Taco Tuesday.
It's Taco Tuesday, and their Tuesdays are $99 or $1.99.
$1 for a taco.
It's $1 for a taco, and they're really good.
They're delicious.
I might actually like
Florida tacos.
I might actually like the tacos a touch better, just because.
I guess we'll be back there again tonight.
They cut the meat. I like the beef a little better than the chicken, but so we'll just move to 16 ounce. But we do need to tip better.
Y'all, the tipping was on me. He 100% would have never tipped. I didn't know. I didn't have my glasses on, and I even said, Bubba, what do I leave for this? And he said, oh, I don't like that forward, which you got to know, Bubba, I ain't going to tip better. You got to know, Bubba.
Well, and I will say, I don't know if everyone just immediately thinks that. I just don't, because for the server.
Remember, he worked at Logan's, though. Bubba worked at Logan's for 2 days.
And all he did was steal rolls.
That's all he did.
Not steal, but he would take them. No, but a lot of people maybe don't think that far of going. The server is still doing the same job.
Yeah.
And the server is getting paid whatever it is, like $2.35 an hour, plus their tips. So
could I feel any worse about this? Everybody back off. Here's what I'm going to do. Next Monday night, I'm going to say, can I order the kids' fajitas or no? And whatever he says, I'm going to do. I'm going to 100% do. And then also I'm going to maybe tip a whole lot better because David will be with me. So can everybody just back off? I brought it up today because I was thinking about it. So that's one step in the right direction.
it is.
And by the way, you all know if you were offered fajitas for $1.99, you would take it. You would take it. But you wouldn't share. What?
I was just going to say, somebody said this, and of course, this has become a big topic, just tipping in general, where every place is, giving you an option for a tip or whatever. And I was in the service industry for a long time, so I do think you need to tip well. I tip more than most just because of that. Her dad tips ridiculously more than most. Because I was in the service industry.
My dad has never been in the service industry.
He hasn't, but I was.
But he says he tips well because his son-in-law was.
But all that being said, somebody said, do you tip at Starbucks in the drive-thru? And
how do you do that?
Well, for a long time, they have the thing there.
Little box?
The little box there. And then, and I have been at some Starbucks when they hand you a thing, like even if I'm sorry. We use the app all the time now.
That's all I pay with is my app.
So, a lot of places they just go bleep, and you're done. There's never a question. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? But I have been to a few, not here, but I've been to a few where they scan it, but then they like turn the thing towards you where you can put your tip amount.
Okay.
So no, driving through Starbucks. That's one of the reasons why I like the app. So I don't even have to go keep the change or whatever. Mm-hmm. But then also, I do cave to the pressure if they go, would you like to tip all? Okay.
Okay. Here's the deal. I am no longer. John Crist, the comedian John Crist, made this declaration the other day on his show and on his podcast, and I'm going to declare it as my mantra as well. Agree, disagree. You can write that. Agree, disagree. I am no longer going to tip if you stand up to take my order. Wait. No. That's not how
If you stand up.
I am no longer going to tip if I stand up to give my order. If I stand up to give you my order, I am not going to tip you. When I go to Nukes and you're standing and I'm standing, I'm not going to tip you. Okay? I don't think that's, I think that agreed. Okay, people are saying agreed.
Well, and coffee shops, they get paid a regular rate. I mean, they get paid. Mm-hmm. So that's not like a server. I have a little more struggle.
They're saying agree, but okay, you can't do that, Jennifer. You can't talk out of both sides of your mouth. I agree unless there's a service to it. Well, there's a service to everything. So what that does then is it gets down to, let's go to Subway. Let's go to Subway. You're standing up to order, okay? I feel too much pressure. You're standing up to order, but there's a service to it. So what do?
But maybe you went to a restaurant, and I can't think one off the top of my head. Maybe you went to the restaurant and you do go up there and order Torchy's tacos. Okay,
There's so many. How you could?
That just came to my head. But you go up there and order, and then you go sit down. Okay, so your food. You don't walk away with your food. They bring your food out to you. They often come by and say, "Hey, can I get you a refill on that drink?" Or So that may be a place that there is a service to it, although you stood to give your order. Does that make sense?
They ask you if you want a tip right then and there at the front.
Right, but if you've never been before, you wouldn't know. But if you've been before, you know, I'm going to get a level of service now, But
okay.
Last one on this. I have we love to eat. We love to eat nice. I have no problem with going and paying for a nice meal. I do have a problem when my wife and one of my children in particular want to go to some place that the bill is going to be close to or at over $100 to do that as takeout. So it's a two thing. One, we're spending so much money for the food that it's just takeout, and it is not the same experience, and it does not taste the same. But then two,
it does. It tastes the exact same.
What about that person that brings it out to you? Mm-hmm. Especially, like, of course, I guess every restaurant does it now, but where you pull up and I'm here, so you're not standing up, you're sitting down, and they're bringing the food out.
Mm-hmm. But
you don't get the full service.
That's right.
But you get some. That's another.
That's tough.
That's another tough.
Okay, David hates when Rocco asks. He doesn't ask that much anymore. If we could get Tokyo, that's Rocco's favorite. He loves Japanese steakhouse.
It's the hibachi place. Why would you order hibachi? I mean, it's an experience.
Amy Roberry, I cook a lot.
Oh goodness, yes.
I cook a lot. She's saying, "How do y'all afford to eat out so much?" I cook more than we eat out.
We eat at home. I mean, you fix dinner at least, I'd say, 5 nights a week.
So trust me, we're just talking about experiences here. But Rocco will ask to eat he'll say, "Can we get Tokyo tonight?" And David refuses to get it because he doesn't want to get something from a nice restaurant and bring it home. I think that is a personal thing for David. I don't get that.
Sonia says hibachi to go is crazy because you're paying for the experience. And you're paying for it to come hot, fresh off the grill. The little rice is still jumping when they put it on your plate. I mean, instead of they're going to box it up and then it's going to sit there and then you're going to drive it home. And then
Suze is with Day Day. She's with Day Day. Somebody asked this, I think it was Suze, who asked, "What do you tip your grocery delivery or anything of that?" Now, I will tell you this. You pulling up in a car to my house, you hit the pay dirt with the Radkes. I tip very well. On my Walmart grocery delivery, well, I was going to say, and on any like Uber, but we don't get that really. Yeah. The only place that delivers out here is Chick-fil-A. But that said, I tip very, very well.
And that's only because of our elite status at the Chick-fil-A.
The Radkes have called. They're like charter members. But I tip very well on my grocery delivery. In fact, I want people to fight over who gets the Radke order just because they're in their car and it's so hot. And I've seen some of them pull up in their car and their windows are down. They don't even have air in their car. I don't want to pick up my own groceries. I don't care.
Yeah, and you talk about a service. Now that is a service that, and especially Walmart, I'm just going to be honest. I don't like going into Walmart. But so somebody is going to walk through and pick the items.
That's a Walmart employee, though. And then there's the driver who picks it up.
Okay, I see what you're saying. And that's your Walmart Plus, which is a steal for $12.95 a month.
Right.
To as often as you want to go, hey, go walk up and down the aisles for me. That's kind of ridiculous. But okay, so I see that, but then the person goes and they get it, find your house, come in, and they're carrying it to the to the door and all that kind of stuff. That definitely deserves to be,
Okay. That said, we are having squash dressing for dinner tonight.
Ooh.
Squash dressing. I just saw a woman cooking it on TikTok earlier this week. As y'all can tell, when I'm on TikTok, I watch a lot of recipes. I saw a woman cook squash dressing. Have y'all ever heard of this? I had never heard of it. You're sauteing your squash and onions and some garlic, and you're sauteing that all in a skillet. While over here, you are mixing up Mexican cornbread. Okay? You get it all mixed up, do it exactly like the package says. Then you pour in a can of cream of chicken soup, which sounds odd to me. Pour in a can of cream of chicken soup, a whole bunch of cheddar cheese. Pour those squash and onions back in, mix it all up, put it in a plate, and bake. No. She actually said that a lot of people were saying, oh, that sounds like squash casserole, that's squash casserole. And she said, no, squash dressing and squash casserole are two different things. And so the next day, because she had them out of her garden, she made squash casserole. And her squash casserole did, in fact, look like the squash casserole I grew up eating. So, yes, she says that, Sonia. She said, leave it to Southerners. She's from Mississippi. She said, leave it to Southerners to take a really healthy vegetable and make it as fattening as possible. And by the way, there's a whole lot of butter in that too.
So are you going to make some of your famous green beans on the side?
What's that mean? I don't get it.
Your green beans are phenomenal, but where you cook the bacon and then you saute the onions in the bacon, and then you put them in the beans. No,
we're having a salmon with it. We're having a really healthy dish with it. I saw a video on TikTok. Me too, Stacey. But I'm going to tell y'all what. We need to be back into the office on Thursday because this Thursday is Thursday Things. And I have a TikTok video I need to show y'all for my Thursday Things. And David, are we going to be back in there by Thursday?
No, I told you it's going to be a while.
Oh, it's going to be a while?
Well, that's not true. We can go in there. I've got to do a little setup thing. Those that were, I don't even remember what day that was. Last Thursday when we had audio issues, after spending a lot of time that day and even over the weekend, I finally, because yesterday was Monday, I was able to talk to customer support, and our little control board, a little switcher, the mic inputs had gone bad. And so I had to send it to them. They're going to send us a new one, but it's going to, it'll be next week sometime we get it.
Okay.
But I can set us up.
Well, I want to do two things before we go. Hold on. I wanted to say two things to you. We're not logging off. We're not logging off because we're about to have a special guest. We're not logging off, but I did want to tell you two things. Number one, we will not be here tomorrow. I have got a very important doctor's appointment with Remy Radke, and it is right at the time of the show. And David said, well, why don't you just go? Listen to what David said.
I asked. I just said, oh, are you?
David said, why don't you do the show in the car headed to the doctor's appointment? And I said, so let me get this straight. You want me to do the show while headed to the doctor's appointment, get into the doctor's appointment, deliver all the messages we have to deliver to this doctor and sit with Remy, then get in the car and drive back and do the challenge for an hour? Can't we let something go, David? Because you're treating me like a workhorse. And I'm a playboy. That's a quote. That's a quote from a television show. They're treating me like a workhorse and I'm a playboy. It's one of my mom and dad's absolute favorite shows. Not shows, favorite quotes from a show. My dad says it all the time. It's from Mr. Ed, if anybody didn't know. Also, here's a question for you.
Half of the people just went.
I know every single word to the Mr. Ed opening. Why? Yeah, I'm way too young for that to have ever.
A horse of less, of course.
No,
horse
you've already messed it up.
Ed.
You've already messed it up.
What?
Anyway, a horse is a horse, of course, of course. A horse is a horse, of course, and no one can talk to a horse, of course. That is, of course, unless the horse is the famous Mr. Ed. Go right to the source and ask the horse. He'll give you an answer that you'll endorse. You're always on a steady course. Talk to Mr. Ed. Clicky, clickety, clack, they go and waste the time of day. but Mr. Ed will never speak unless he has something to say. A horse is a horse, of course, and no one can talk to a horse, of course. That is, of course, unless the horse is the famous Mr. Ed. I don't know. I don't know.
Did you do that at like a child talent show?
I don't know. I don't know how I know it. I don't think I've ever seen one full episode of it. That is so bizarre.
You know, it just came to my mind.
What if something tragic happened to me while Mr. Ed was on? What if somebody came in and held us all at gunpoint and did one of those house hostage situations? And Mr. Ed was playing, and I've put all of the trauma at the back of my mind, but it keeps leaking out in the song.
And that's how it's there. So I don't know why this just popped into my head. My parents weren't like this.
Home invasion.
My parents weren't like this. My dad was a pastor. My mom, now they call a lot of husband and wife co-pastors because she does basically as much as he does. She just doesn't speak. My mom would have been a co-pastor back in the day.
Would you get to it?
But a lot of kids I know, like, they couldn't watch the Smurfs or they couldn't watch, things that, there's something there. I wonder if there was anybody so wrapped up in stuff that they're like, oh, we're not watching Mr. Ed. Nope, we're not. An animal talking? No.
What would be wrong with Mr. Ed?
An animal talking? That's not natural.
First of all,
that's not.
How are you saying it?
That's not a god.
Say it.
What?
An animal talk?
An animal talking.
Why are you saying it like Kramer? An animal talking?
I don't know why that popped in my head. That there's some poor kid that always wanted to watch Mr. Ed, but they couldn't because their parents were just morally against it.
David, if you don't go get the top to my shark fan right now, I think I'm going to start crying. I'm not kidding you. Every single fiber of my being is sweating.
I will say it was a little warm. That's why I got up and turned the fan on.
Oh my gosh, please go get it quickly.
But, I was going to.
Just go get it. I'm having a hot flash. No introductions can be made. She's just going to walk right in. Come on. Since when have you ever stood outside the door? David, go get the fan. I can't, David.
Ladies and gentlemen, introducing.
Shit, leave her alone. Corley Dawn. Corley Dawn is in the house. Oh, Corley Dawn, Corley Dawn. What are you doing? Sing it with me.
No.
Hey, Corley, the people have a question for you. They want to know how my dancing was last night at the restaurant.
It was traumatizing. In so many different ways.
It was traumatizing.
While she was dancing, I was under the table.
Okay, and you think that what I did was bad? You got on the floor at a Mexican restaurant. My love, that's disgusting.
I did not. I was on my...
No, you were down on the floor.
I was holding my mom's chair like this while my feet were on the floor.
Okay? They're saying, hello, Corley Dawn. She's getting... Oh my gosh. I'm having a hot flash, Corley. I'm having a hot flash. This is not weird. This is legit women business. Women business. Okay. Corley is living down the road from us. Okay? And what are you doing?
No, don't worry.
Okay. Corley is living down the road from us. Tell them how much you love living down the road from me. Come on!
Remy gets to babysit us a lot, but we get to come swim down here a lot.
Uh-huh.
But she comes down for a lot.
Okay, first of all, I don't come over really a
You
lot.
came over 2 days ago.
What's wrong with that? When you come to my house, you stay for hours and hours and hours. Why can't I come visit you?
And then you go back to the and go to sleep.
What?
Back to the room and sleep.
That's exactly right. Because you bore me.
And then as soon as we go back to my house to go see you, because we're excited that you're there, you get up and leave and say, oh, I gotta go work on this podcast or something.
Okay, Corley, that's because I'm an entrepreneurial woman breaking glass ceilings. Don't you want to grow up to be like me?
You're just breaking glass, baby.
Don't you want to grow up to be like me? Who do you want to grow up to be like? Your mom? God help you. God help you. All right. Do you guys have any questions for Miss Corley Dawn? She was supposed to be here 25 minutes ago, so she's a little bit late.
I'm sorry, I slept in because it's my dad's birthday.
What does that have to do with anything?
I don't know, I was tired. I stayed up till 11 last night.
Girlfriend, you're too young for that.
I wanted them to
You need to be going to bed at 8 o'clock.
I wanted them to see how Miss Corley Dawn got here. Can y'all see?
Oh, look how she got here. She rode her little car down here, her little four-wheeler. And they love your truthfulness. What grade are you going into this year?
I'm going into 4th.
Fourth grade.
But she's as smart as a sixth grader.
Okay. She looks like your mom.
I get lots of people telling me I do.
Wait, she looks like her mom or looks like my mom? Because I don't think she would look like my mom. That seems like that would be too far in the bloodline to make a difference. I don't think she looks like Noni at all. Have you ever been told you look like Noni? She looks just like her mama.
Sometimes she acts like
But she acts like her daddy.
Kind of hippie.
No, I don't.
I'm teasing.
Okay, Cor. Who is your favorite Radke? That's what they're asking. Stop it.
Y'all are great at lots of things. Like, y'all have different things that y'all are really good at. But the one that I'm more close to is probably you. Because over the years, I've gotten more close to you.
Oh, you just made her day.
Signing off. I can get off now. I'm happy it's going to be. I honestly thought she'd say Remy.
I did too.
I honestly thought she'd say Remy. She does love Remy. But Remy's 18 and Remy doesn't always have time for her. You know what I mean?
Here's the thing. I think she and Rocco love each other too much. Because
Her and Rocco, they are like this, but in a good way. They love, and don't say it's not true because you know you adore him.
and he loves
You and he adores her. Okay, they want to know, what are your summer plans?
Well,
You have any?
I don't know because we already went to the Florida trip in Destin.
Oh.
But it's not really a summer trip, but we're going to Disneyland in November.
Ooh.
I thought y'all were going next April.
They canceled our thing.
Oh, so you're going in November?
Yeah.
Okay,
Ooh, that's
can I tell you
perfect
something? I have been to Disney in March and in November, and November was way better.
Why?
Well, number one, it's not nearly as hot,
Uh-huh.
and it's already decorated for Christmas. And I'm telling you, it is magical.
I love Christmas.
Oh, Corley, you will love it in November.
Okay.
It's the best time to go.
Okay.
When I heard you were going in April, I was like, oh, that's so great. But November, even better.
Because we got told that there was like lots of storms there whenever we were going.
Oh, really?
And we didn't want to like get rained on the whole entire time because our friends, whenever they went, they got rained on the whole entire time. And we had too much going on because we already had my birthday.
Yeah.
So
Okay. How old are you?
I'm 9.
She's 9 years old. About to be able to drive a car. She tells me all the time, what is wrong with you?
I know. I really think something's not there in her head.
Corley, don't make me laugh.
You're supposed to laugh.
Don't make me laugh, Corley. November is much better. She lives in Florida, and she says November is much, much better. They are going to go to Disney World. I don't think you could get her daddy to go to the state of California. Okay? He would not go to California. Yeah, so she's going to go to Disney World. Okay, what other questions do y'all have for Miss Corley? Now, if Crew was here, God help us, was he still asleep?
Yeah, he was.
He would never shut up. Corley, last night at the table, he drove me crazy.
I know, he always does. He fell out of his chair. Me and Remy went to the bathroom and we could hear my mom screaming at him because he fell out his... No, she wasn't screaming. She was trying to comfort him because Rocco laughed at him whenever he fell out of his
Well, he did fall out backwards out of his chair, and Rocco fell over laughing, and it made Crew so mad. So Crew is what, 6?
He's 5.
You're 4 years older than him?
3.
Oh, you're about to be 9.
I'm 9 right now.
Well, then he's 5. That's 4 years older. 6, 7, 8, 9. Did you not know math? 5 plus 4 is 9.
I don't pay attention to ages.
I don't pay attention. So Corley absolutely loved her teacher this year, Miss Selman. That was her favorite teacher she's ever had. And I hope she has a good 4th grade teacher. I had a terrible 4th grade teacher, but she's dead now, so we don't have to worry about that. She really is. But she was already old when I was in the 4th grade, so she would be really like... but anyway, so she's dead now. And I would say I'd see her one day, but I probably won't, if you know what I mean. Corley, do you know how old I am?
40-something.
40-something. Very good.
Not accurate. But
Not accurate, but good. All right. Tell them your favorite television show. Bella.
What's Bella?
I thought it was Bella and the Bulldogs. Didn't you tell me that the other day?
I did, but that was a season, not like an actual movie that I like.
Hey, did you just see Inside Out too?
Yeah, but it wasn't my favorite. I don't have favorites.
You
I
don't?
just watch them.
You don't have a favorite? Not even music?
And you haven't seen the Radkes.
Then you've clearly never seen our television show. 4th grade was not my favorite year. It was the year my mother had to come up and have a meeting with my teacher because she was so mean. Do you like to read?
Yes, I love to read.
Jane Wood says, I still laugh about Corley telling the story about her mom getting a suppository. Speaking of which, did she have to last night?
No. And she told me not to talk about it.
Well, you didn't.
So, did she have to have one?
She said, don't talk about it, or she'll smack me across the face.
Okay. Do you have a favorite food?
Tortellini from Roma's.
Tortellini? I didn't know that about you. Gosh, every time I eat with you, I love this child. I do love this child. I absolutely love her too. She needs to read Beverly Cleary, Tales of a 4th Grade Nothing. Do you read a lot?
Yeah, I actually do. I read a lot on my iPad because I have this the app on my iPad, and it's not like audiobooks, but it's called Epic, and there's a whole bunch of books that can read to you.
Yeah.
And you could just
You can follow
read.
along with it.
Do you, okay, but what if a book wasn't reading to you? Could you still read it? Good?
Yeah.
Okay, so I have to go to the library. I'm going to the library later to check out a book that I want to read. And you need to go with me and check out Tales of a 4th Grade Nothing.
Okay.
We can have a little library date. Oh my gosh. But you have to be quiet in a library.
I know.
So creepy.
Yeah.
So crew
Yeah.
can't go. And what if I'm too loud? Will I embarrass you?
I already know what she's gonna do.
What? What am I?
She's gonna say something, and then the librarian's gonna be like, be quiet, and then she's gonna think it's me.
Be like this. She's a child. She's never been in here before.
Yes, I have.
But I'm going to say that to her. I'm going to be like, this one, she's never been. Okay. Okay. I have something we can talk about.
What?
How do you feel about Taylor, Rocco's girlfriend, and Miller, Remy's boyfriend? Let's first go with Taylor.
At first, we went to Florida, and I didn't even know he was dating her. And then he told me that she was dating
This is last
someone
year.
named Taylor. And I was like, what's her last name? And then he told me, and I was like, yeah, she went to gymnastics with me. And we were really close too. And I was told on the Florida trip that she called me and my friend annoying whenever we went on the trip. And then I got mad and wouldn't go back upstairs to Rocco's room because he was always on the phone with her. And then we got back from our trip, and Taylor was like, I never once called you annoying. Rocco was lying. And I was like,
Rocco was being Rocco.
Who do you believe?
I believe Taylor.
I 100% believe Taylor.
And I really like her.
But you have to admit, you were a little jealous at first because she took Rocco's attention, and you've always gotten Rocco's attention.
Yeah, I was.
Okay, she admitted it. She admitted it. So she was a little jealous of Taylor at first because Taylor was coming around a lot and she always had Rocco's attention, and this one was always used to getting Rocco's attention and Rocco playing with her all the time. But now we've realized, or at least I have, that Taylor loves family.
Yeah, she does.
She loves family. And so I'm glad that you realize that now, because now when she's over, you're with her all the time.
Yeah, I am. We swim with them a lot. They take us places.
Yeah.
Corley, do you think the boys, the young boys like Crew and Brecken, do you think the young boys like Taylor?
Oh, yeah.
Tell them about that.
Oh, so every swim party or every Memorial Day we have swim parties over at her parents' house. And every time Taylor or somebody gets in, that they make a way to go over to the next cousin and go like this. Taylor's in the pool.
They were like this. Taylor's wearing a bikini. Taylor's in the pool. And then tell them about Brecken.
Oh, so should I tell this? Is it gonna make?
We just won't tell Mara. She'll never know.
You pretty much already said.
Brecken likes Taylor. That's all I'm going to say. Brecken likes Taylor. And Meredith had to say, Brecken, please get off of Taylor. Quit leaning on Taylor. She's not a bunch of pillows that you can just lean your head against. Is that a good way to put it? Okay. Now spill the tea on Miller.
I mean, he's really nervous, and I know that he's really shy, and I know that Taylor was like that the first, but now she's not.
Mm-hmm.
But I think just give him some time and he'll be good. But other than that,
He's a little quiet for us.
Yeah.
He's a little quiet.
And we're really loud family.
And he is gorgeous. He is very handsome.
Are you sure they're not talking about that? You seen the window?
Oh, were you talking about Miller or were you talking about that right there that's gorgeous?
You should have just released a secret.
Release what secret?
You think Miller's gorgeous.
I don't care. Remy's asked me, don't you think he's handsome? And he is handsome. But so is that dog right there. Shepherd! Corley needs her own talk show for kids. Oh, Lord help us. She ain't that great. All right, y'all. That's all for today, unless you have anything else you'd like to say to him. Okay? She's a great co-host, isn't she? She's a good little co-host. And she just lives right down the road. So anytime I need a co-host, I think she should come and do it with me. Would that be okay with you?
Yeah, she's better at it than I am.
No, she's not. Yeah, we need to see more of her. They like you. Okay? Thank you, baby. I love you. All right. Love you guys. Remember, we're not here tomorrow. I'm taking Remy to the doctor. Okay? But would you please be a part of the challenge that's tomorrow? Would you please be a part of the live that's happening on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram from 12 to 1, the You're Doing Great challenge. I hope you'll be a part of it. I love you very much. I'll see you then. Bye. You did so good.